Alright. So, sa video lecture na ito, medyo madali-dali yung pag-uusapan natin. Kasi pag-uusapan lang naman natin dito is about warranty liabilities. Okay, at alam naman natin na yung warranty ay binibigay ng mga nagtitinda normally ng mga appliances or mga gadgets. Okay, kasi part of it, pwedeng halimbawa ay may defect or magkaroon ng problema sa function. Yeah, kaya normally doon nangyayari yung mga warranty. Siyempre hindi ka naman nakarinig ng nagbibigay ng warranty. Halimbawa, bumili ka ng damit o brief or panty, okay? Ewan ko lang kung siguro kung mahal, pero hindi warranty yung tawag doon, di ba? Babalik mo lang. Okay, so kidding aside, so pag-uusapan natin dito, okay, yung mga gadgets and appliances na binibigyan ng warranty and ano ang magiging treatment or accounting treatment ng company para dito sa mga uh, warranty na ito. Okay, ito sa obligation na ito. Okay, simulan na natin. Important definition of terms. Yan. So, of course, again, mag-annotate tayo para mas swabe yung discussion natin. What is a warranty? Yan. Sabi natin, home appliances are often sold under the guarantee o yung tinatawag ng nating warranty to provide, ano daw yun? Ito kasi yung mga tinatawag na after service. Okay, na ino-offer ng mga company na nagtitinda ng mga appliances. Yung tinatawag na free repair service or replacement. Yan. Kasi, syempre sa mga appliances, hindi may iwasan talaga magkaroon ng defect or maling function or what, di ba? So, either yan ibibigay ng free service or replacement. During a specified period, if the products are defective. Syempre, hindi naman, alam, merong mga, meron akong alam na product na talagang merong lifetime ang warranty. But normally, okay, normally ha, may specified period of time lang yan. Either 1 year or 2 years. Yan. Depende of course dun sa appliances or gadgets na binibenta. Okay? Such policy may involve significant cost. Yan. On the part of the entity. So, ikaw yung business, so on the part mo daw. If the product sold proved to be defective in the future within a specified period of time. Yan. So, kaya, itong, by the way, itong warranty liability, di ba? Ito ay tinatawag na constructive obligation. Yan. 'Di ba kasi pag sinabi nating legal obligation, either yan ay nag-arise sa contract o siya ay payable because of the requirement of the law or the legislation, o 'di ba katulad ng mga SSS, PhilHealth, income tax payable. So itong warranty liability is a constructive obligation. Bakit constructive? Kasi nag-arise siya dahil in-execute mo yung katulad ng pagbebenta, 'di ba? So part of it ay sinamahan mo ng warranty, so nagkaroon ng constructive obligation arising from the sale of the gadget or mga home appliances. Yan. Okay. So, kaya yan ang pag-uusapan natin dito sa portion na to. Oh. The question is how to recognize. Yan. Ibig sabihin, kailan mo daw i-record, kailan ka magde-debit credit, kailan siya a-appear sa financial statements, particularly sa balance sheet. Okay. So, sabi dito, yan, how to recognize. It is recognized when it is. Yan. Present obligation as a result of past event. O, ibig sabihin, ito yung definition mismo ng liability, di ba? Should be a present obligation. Anong ibig sabihin pag sinabi nating present obligation? Hindi ibig sabihin nito yung halimbawa, nagbabala ka palang mangutang, i-recognize mo na. That's a future plan. Ito, present obligation. At pag sinabi mong present obligation, merong obligating event o may transaction na nag-lead para ma-oblige kang bayaran yon. So sa case nga nitong warranty liability, nagkaroon ng bentahan o ikaw nagbenta ka ng appliances, yun yung sinasabing as a result of past event. Okay, and considered present obligation kasi nga anytime pwedeng merong bumalik at mag-claim ng warranty sa pagpapaayos ng kanilang ng appliances or ng gadgets or replacement, 'di ba? 'Yon. And then of course, yung sinasabi nating probable outflow. Anong ibig sabihin nun? More than 50% na magkakaroon ng outflow of economic resources para daw bayaran yung obligation o yung warranty. Either nga halimbawa ay isettle lang cash, pero sa case ng warranty, di ba, ang gagawin mo dyan is what? I-repair mo or papalitan ng bago. Yun yung sinasabing embodying um, future economic benefits for the settlement. At yun, may kaakibat na cost. Di ba may gastos? Kaya outflow of economic resources. And of course, the cost should be measured reliably, or there should be a reliable estimate or best estimate. Yan. And sir, paano ba nade-determine yung best estimate or reliable estimate dito sa warranty na to? O di syempre 'di ba alam mo naman kung magkano yung, kung ikaw yung business, alam mo kung magkano yung cost ng product, 'di ba? And then alam mo yung mga parts nun, yung cost ng parts nun. And then historically, alam mo rin kung alin dun yung normaling nagkakaroon ng sira at kung magkano ang value ng sira na yun. Either yun ay pag i-repair or papalitan. So, based on the historical experience, yun yung nagiging reliable estimate or best estimate. Kasi may mga cost naman sila dyan. Okay? Sabi dito, when no reliable estimate can be made, no warranty liability is recognized. So, in short, kailangan itong 1, 2, and 3 na ito ma-meet yung definition in order for you to record or recognize warranty liability. Yan. Okay, so dito pa lang sa recognition, alam mo na kung paano i-measure, di ba? Ang measurement, best estimate or reliable estimate. So okay na tayo sa definition of terms, recognition, at saka measurement. Yan. Okay, next. How to account. Alam na natin how to recognize, when to recognize, at saka when what is the measurement. Then let's now go to how to account for the provision. Natin. Yan. Okay. Sabi dito, there are two approaches in accounting for warranty. Yung tinatawag nating accrual approach at saka yung expense as incurred approach or expense outright approach. Ano ba pinagkaiba nito? Okay. Pag sinabi mo kasing accrual approach, nire-recognize mo na siya. Okay, dahil nga ine-estimate mo na siya, nire-recognize mo na from the moment na nagkaroon ng sale of the gadget or home appliances, nagre-recognize ka na doon ng warranty liability. Okay, ine-estimate mo na. While in expense as incurred approach, kung kailan mangyari, doon kung kailan magkaroon ng claim, okay, actual, doon tayo mag-recognize ng expense or expense outright. So para mas maliwanag kung ano ba yan, titingnan natin. Malalaman natin per slide. Okay. Unahin natin yung accrual approach. Okay, alam naman natin, di ba, pag accrual, yan yung tinatawag na soundest theoretical support. Kumbaga, di ba sa accounting, accrual approach ang ginagawa natin. Okay, as required by the conceptual framework. So, soundest theoretical approach daw. And then, matching of cost and revenue. Kasi nga, pag nagkaroon ng bentahan ng appliances, ano nangyayari? Nagre-recognize ka agad ng expense. Okay? They go hand in hand. Yan. Kaya there is a matching of cost and revenue. So, yun ang nagiging kagandahan nitong accrual approach. So, paano ang entry? Ay, madali lang ang entry natin dito. Halimbawa, nagbentahan. Diba? So, kung binayaran ng cash, you debit cash and then you credit sale. And then immediately, you will record warranty expense and estimated warranty liability. Kaya, kung mapapansin mo dito sa slide, you debit warranty expense and then you credit estimate warranty liability or estimated warranty liability. Then, when the actual warranty cost is subsequently incurred and paid. Halimbawa, may mga nag-claim na, may mga nagpaayos na. Of course, siyempre, hindi naman mangyayaring lahat yun. So pero based on halimbawa sa historical experience nung kumpanya, siguro mga 40% yung nag-a-average bumabalik, ito yung pinapaayos. So na-estimate nila yung cost nun. Okay, kapag nagkaroon ng settlement at inayos, binayaran o whatsoever, you debit warranty liability kasi syempre mawawala na siya and then you credit cash. Yan. Okay? So ganyan ang accounting treatment natin. At a certain date. Okay, the estimate is reviewed to determine its reasonableness and accuracy. The actual warranty cost is analyzed to validate the original estimate. Pag-usapan natin ito kasi baka medyo malito tayo, di ba? At a certain date, okay, an estimate is reviewed. Kasi syempre, yung estimate natin, pwedeng magbago yan eh. Lalo na kung nag-improve na halimbawa ang quality nung product, di ba? Kasi historically, yung mga binebenta nating product, alam natin, nakukuha natin kung magkano yung nagiging claim at saka ilan yung normaling bumabalik, nagpapaayos. Okay. Pero syempre, dahil nagkakaroon ng mga changes, nagkakaroon ng mga improvement, kaya kailangan nating i-review yung ginagawa nating estimate. Hindi naman forever na yung estimate na yun, eh yun na yung gagamitin natin. Okay, kaya sabi dito, at a certain date, okay, at some point in time, pwedeng within a year, o kung may lumabas halimbawa na bagong model na ang review eh hindi na talaga masyado nagkakaroon ng mga factory defect or whatsoever, o ay di magkakaroon ng changes malamang doon sa estimate natin. Okay? To determine its reasonableness and accuracy. Reasonableness kasi tama pa ba? Baka mamaya mas mababa na halimbawa sa 40% or 50% yung bumabalik sa atin tsaka yung cost baka tumaas na. Yun yung sinasabi dito. Okay? The actual warranty cost is analyzed to validate the original estimate. At saka kailangan yung estimate natin eh close to actual warranty cost. Hindi dapat masyadong malayo. Kung masyadong malayo, halimbawa, karon talaga ng instances naging malayo. Okay? Magiging basis 'yon ng magiging estimate sa mga susunod na panahon. Okay? Unless otherwise isolated yung event, 'di ba? Isolated yung event, kumbaga yung pangyayaring 'yon na talagang ang daming bumalik because nagkaroon lang ng problema dun sa taon na 'yon. Pero yung mga nakaraang taon naman, hindi nagkakaroon ng problema halimbawa doon sa quality ng product. It's just that year nagkaroon ng problema. Okay? Pero kung yung traditional na talagang halimbawa, marami talagang bumalik, i-consider yun para sa pag-estimate sa mga kasusunod na taon. Lalo na kung merong mga product na same model na pinroduce that year at ibebenta pa the following year. Yung hindi ipo-pull out sa market. So malamang sa malamang, yung mga nagbalik, yung mga bibili, ganun din ang magiging problema. Okay? Nung mga nakaraang nagbalik ng kanilang mga gadgets or ng home appliances. Yan. So, any difference between the estimate and actual, okay, kung magkano daw talaga yung warranty na nagagastos, yung warranty cost, at saka yung estimate, is a change in accounting estimate. Yan. Anong ibig sabihin nun pag change in accounting estimate? Hindi retrospective ang effect. Ibig sabihin kung nag-recognize na tayo ng expense this year, tapos iba naman dun sa kung magkano talaga yung binayaran. Di ba? As of December 31, halimbawa, nag-recognize tayo ng expense, ay di 1 year naman yung warranty. So, the following accounting period, nagbayad tayo ng actual cost, actual expenses. Halimbawa, this year, nag-recognize tayo ng liability na nasa 500,000. Halimbawa lang, 500,000. And then, syempre, 1 year warranty yun. So, lumipas ang isang taon, lumipas ang next accounting period, siguro mga nasa 200,000 lang yung na-claim. So may difference na from 500 to 200, di ba? May difference sa 300,000. Yung na-recognize na natin na expense na umapir na sa income statement at saka yung liability na na-recognize natin, iti-treat daw natin siya as change in accounting estimate. Kapag ganon, treatment ay currently and prospectively. Kung move on na, wala na tayong magagawa doon sa naging estimate natin ng last year. Hayaan na natin yun. So this year, aayusin na natin. Kaya we deal it currently at saka prospectively if necessary. Yan, 'di ba? Kasi merong mga change in accounting policy na ang treatment retrospective. Kumaga babaguhin mo talaga. So ito hindi naman, currently and prospectively lang ang treatment. Okay, so malinaw 'yan ha. And kasunod. So what if halimbawa daw the actual cost exceeds the estimate? 'Di ba? Estimate lang natin 500,000, 1,000,000 ang naging actual cost. So the difference is charged to warranty expense. So magde-debit lang ulit ng warranty expense and then estimate warranty liability. Okay, then pag binayaran na, kung magkano yung binayarang warranty liability, you debit it and then you credit cash. Yan, kapag nagkaroon ng settlement. Okay, if the actual cost is less than the estimate naman. Okay, mas mababa daw yung actual kaysa dun sa na-estimate natin. So, the difference is just adjustment to warranty expense. So, ni-reverse lang yung entry from the original entry. So, you debit estimate warranty liability and then you credit warranty expense. Okay? Yan. Dali lang, ano? Kaya medyo maiksi lang yung discussion natin dito. Sample problem ng accrual approach. Yan. So accrual approach muna tayo ha. So mamaya yung ating discussion ng expense outright. Okay. So ito, sige. Tayo tayo. An entity sells 1,000 units of TV. Okay, television sets at 9,000 each. Okay. So for cash, yan. Each television set is under a warranty for 1 year. So yung 1,000 daw na binenta ay naka-under warranty. Okay? Doon sa pagbebenta natin, nagkaroon tayo ng obligating event. Okay? Which is yung pagbebenta natin. Kaya tayo nag-recognize ng um, magre-recognize ng warranty liability. The entity estimated from the past experience, ayan, di ba yung sinasabi natin, historical or yung past experience ng company, that the warranty cost will probably, yan, average of 500 pesos per unit. Ibig sabihin, halos kalahati, ay sorry, ay mali pala. Dito pala ang basis natin. So 500 pesos lang out of 9,000. Okay? Yung based on past experience nila. And that only 60% of the units sold will be returned for repair. Okay, so 60% of 1,000 units, yun lang yung estimate nilang babalik at magpapaayos at the cost of 500 pesos per unit. And then, pinakita din dito na the entity incurs 180,000 repair during the year. Yeah. So ito yung naging actual cost ng repair nila. So tingnan natin kung ano ang magiging entry dito. Yeah. So of course, to record sales muna, cash and then sales. Kasi all cash daw at saka di benta to. Okay, saan nagaling yung 9 million? 9,000 each times 1,000 units. You debit cash, credit sales, 9 million. And then, sabi nga natin, dahil accrual approach, magre-recognize na kaagad tayo ng warranty expense and warranty liability na estimate. Okay? At saka based sa estimate natin, ano sabi daw? Sa 1,000 units, okay, 60% ang magbabalik and then ang cost nun ay 500 pesos per set. Di ba? So, 1,000 times 500 times 60%, we have 300,000. Debit warranty expense, credit estimated warranty liability. Pero ang actual lang na binayaran ay 180,000. Kaya kung mapapansin mo dito, ang dinebit lang ay na warranty liability na claim ay 180,000 tas ang settlement lang ay 180,000. Okay. So may difference between this one. So at the end of December 31, magkano ang mga magiging balanse? Okay, tingnan natin. Yan. So sabi dito, the statement of financial position would report, ano daw, estimated warranty liability of 120,000. Saan ang galing yung 120,000 na current liability? Di ba yung, balikan nga natin. Di ba? Sabi dito, estimated natin 300,000. Pero ang binayaran lang or na-claim lang is worth 500,000. Worth 180,000. So may balanse pa na 120,000. And then, sabi dito, the income statement, ayan na daw, will show 300,000 warranty expense. Yan. Kasi yun yung in-estimate natin. If the warranty runs over the period of more than 1 year, then portion will be current and the balance is non-current. So kung 2 years and more, okay, may portion na current, warranty liability, and then may portion na non-current. Yan. Okay. O, ito na. Sample problem naman ng expense as incurred approach. Okay. Sabi ko nga, madali lang ang ano nito eh. Itong warranty na to. Warranty ako. Expensing the warranty cost only when actually incurred. Okay, when actually incurred lang daw. Kaya expense as incurred approach. And then this approach is justified on the basis of expediency when warranty cost is not very substantial or when the warranty period is relatively short. So, ibig sabihin, less than a year yung warranty. Maiksi lang talaga yung time. Tapos, hindi ganun kalaki yung amount. Kaya, pwede na itong i-record as incurred. Ayan. So, example problem. Again, annotate tayo. An entity sells refrigerators that carry a 2-year warranty. O, 2 taon daw. Okay, against defect. The sale and warranty repairs are made evenly throughout the year. O, sabi, evenly daw. Based on the past experience, the entity projects an estimated warranty cost as a percentage of sale. So 4% and 10%. But overall, that's 40%. 14%. Diba? So during 2019, may benta tayo na 5 million and then 2020, 6 million. And then the actual warranty repairs is 140,000 for 2019 and 2020 is 300,000. Therefore, how to account or recognize this the problem, okay, the transactions in the problem. Let's see. Journal entry. Noong 2019, of course, nag-record ng sales, 5 million. You debit cash or credit sales, 5 million. And then to record the warranty expense, okay, kita mo ha, di ba, 5 million noong 2019 ang sales. Naka-base daw doon yung rate. Nakalagay dito, note that the total warranty expense each year is 14% to be incurred 2-year warranty period. Okay, so 14% yung gagamitin natin. That's why na-determine natin the warranty expense and estimated warranty liability is 700,000. And then upon payment ng 2019 na actual warranty, ano daw nangyari? 140,000 yung settlement. Okay, syempre makikarry to dun sa next accounting period. Okay, tingnan natin. 2020, nagkaroon ulit ng benta, 6 million, and then credit sales, 6 million. And then, 14% ulit ng ginamit. Magkano tayo? 14% ulit, dun nakabase sa actual sales na 6 million. So, 840,000 ang na-recognize na expense. And then, estimated warranty liability. Pero ang settlement lang nangyari yung actual ay 300,000. Yan. Okay. So, sabi ko nga, madali lang yung madali lang yung accounting for warranty liabilities. Wala tayong masyadong complex consideration dito. So, sabi dito, on December 31, 2020, the estimated warranty liability account may be analyzed, okay, based on the 4% and 10% estimate to determine whether the actual warranty cost approximate the estimates. Yung sinasabi nga natin na nagkakaroon ng analysis or nire-review, okay, at certain point in time or at some point in time. Yan. So kaya testing the accuracy of warranty liability. 'Yon. Paano naman kapag mayroong sale of warranty? Ano ba yung sinasabing sale of warranty? Sabi dito, a warranty, again, mag-annotate tayo. A warranty is sometimes sold separately from the product sold. Yan. So, para bang insurance ang nangyayari dito na pag bumili ka ng product, tatanungin ka, anong gusto mo ba? Gusto mo ba ipa-warranty yan o hindi? Parang gano'n. Hindi katulad iba natin binibili, kasama na doon yung after service na nagbibigay talaga sila ng warranty. So ito, sa case na to, okay, parang binebenta ng separate yung warranty. Parang insurance. Ang nangyayari, insurance ng product. Okay? So when the products are sold, the customer are entitled to the usual manufacturer's warranty during a certain period. Okay. However, the seller may offer an extended warranty on the product sold but with additional cost. Yung pala yung sinasabing sold at separate. So kung halimbawa, ang binibigay lang sa iyo ay 1 year warranty. Pero sa case na to, parang binibigyan ka pa niya ng insurance, di ba? Extended warranty daw. Siyempre, babayaran mo yun. So, nasa sa'yo na yun kung i-avail mo o hindi. In such case, the sale of the product with the usual warranty is recorded separately from the sale of the extended warranty. Yung sinasabi nating yung nauna, example, yung 1-year warranty na kasama na talaga doon sa binibentang product, okay. Kung paano natin na-record nung una, either accrual approach or expenses incurred approach, ganun na yung way ng pag-record natin. Okay? And then, itong pag-record natin ng extended warranty, syempre hiwalay daw. Ihiwalay daw natin para makita din, di ba? Yan. Kasi ano na to meron ng additional cost eh. So, mayroong separate accounting na dapat siya. Okay? Hmm. Sabi dito, the amount received from the sale of extended warranty is recognized initially as deferred revenue. Yan. Bakit deferred revenue or unearned revenue? Ang sinasabi. Again, mag-annotate tayo. Sabi daw, deferred revenue. Eh kasi 'di ba, halimbawa ako, ikaw yung nagbebenta ng product. Tapos ako yung bibili. O bumili ako, may 1-year warranty. Wala tayong problema doon. Alam mo na kung paano i-re-record 'yon. Ngayon, binigyan mo ako ng offer na gusto mo, sir, lagyan natin ng extended warranty for 2 years. Di bibilin mo. Yun nga lang, magbabayad po kayo ng panibago. So, sabi mo sa akin, sabi, sige, in-avail ko. Bayaran ko, binayaran ko. So, nasa kamay mo na. Ikaw ang business. Mako-consider bang income mo na yon? Hindi pa. Kasi, uh, di ba, extended ng 2 years. So, bali 3 taon. Yung original na 1-year warranty period, tapos yung extended 2 years. So, hindi mo pa makiklaim. Unless otherwise, magiging revenue lang to kapag kailan. Okay. Kapag halimbawa, yung portion nung, di ba, 2 taon yung extend. Halimbawa, binayaran ko ay 10,000. Halimbawa lang. Okay. Nakalipas na yung extended 1 year, eh hindi ko pa rin nagamit yung warranty or wala pa rin akong claim. So yung kung 10,000 yun, yung 5,000 doon na-recognize mo na as revenue. So magkano na lang ang deferred revenue mo or deferred liability mo na lang? 5,000 na lang, yung kalahati na lang. Yun ay para doon sa ika-third year or ika-second year ng extended period. Yan. And subsequently, amortize using a straight line over the life of the warranty contract. Yan. So, straight line daw. Madali lang ang computation. However, yan, if the costs are expected to be incurred in performing services under the extended warranty contract, revenue is recognized in proportion to the cost to be incurred annually. Yun. Okay? If the costs are expected to be incurred in performing services under the extended warranty contract, revenue is recognized in proportion to the cost. So, naka-proportionate daw ang recording. Incurred annually. Yan. And, inom muna tayo ng tubig at medyo napapaos tayo. Yan. Okay. Sige, next. Sample problem na. Actually, ito yung last na eh, no? Ipapakita lang natin kung paano nangyayari yung recording or accounting for the extended warranty or sale of warranty na hindi kasama yung original warranty. Yan. An entity sold the product. Yan, mag-annotate tayo. An entity sold the product for 3 million. The regular warranty period for the product is 2 years. The entity sold an additional warranty for 2 years at the cost of 60,000. So, bali naging 4 na taon na yung warranty niya, di ba? 2 years warranty originally without additional cost and then extended 60,000. Parang pinapa-insured mo eh, no? So, paano i-record? You debit cash 3,060,000 kasi syempre kasama doon yung 60,000 for additional sale ng warranty. And then sale ng 3 million, tapos unearned warranty revenue na 60,000. Okay. And then the extended warranty contract starts only after the expiration of the regular 2-year warranty. Syempre naman. And then if the costs are incurred evenly, ibig sabihin 30,000. The unearned warranty revenue is amortized. Ano nangyari? Sabi nga natin, kung hindi nagamit nung ika-third year kasi 'di ba first 2 years, that's the original warranty. So yung ika-third year. O kaya, sabihin na natin na nung first year ng extended warranty. Yan. So, kung 60,000 evenly, divide mo sa 2, so 30,000. Hindi nagamit, o di mare-recognize mo na yun as revenue. So, unearned warranty revenue, 30,000 and then credit warranty revenue. And then the following year, ganito ulit yung magiging entry mo para mawala na si unearned portion of the revenue. So, ganun lang kadali. Kaya pag nagkakaroon ng tinatawag na extended warranty, yan, ganito lang ang nagiging treatment. Separate ang recording and amortize on a straight line basis or evenly. Yun. So, tapos na tayo with the discussion. Maiksi lang talaga to. And I hope malinaw sa inyo yung mga approach na ginagamit. And of course, yung discussion natin dun sa sale of extended warranty. So, i-acknowledge lang natin of course yung ating source material. Ayan, si Milan and Valix. Okay, so thank you very much for listening and I hope makinig pa kayo or manood pa kayo ng ating mga i-upload na lectures every week. Yan, mag-update tayo. Okay, thank you very much and have a good day.